All right, so in this video, we're going to be reacting to, I believe he's a promoter or club owner, talking about the type of people he sees in clubs and his view on relationships.
Whoever said that the streets were fun, oh, I'm just going to go back to the streets, they're lying. No one should be playing in the streets. It's not safe.
Now, the streets aren't what people think. I may piss some people off with the video, but the reality is, I've worked in clubs and bars. You know what's populating them? Discarded people. People that no one wants. People that aren't good in relationships. People that are miserable to be around.
And it's good that this is highlighted because a lot of people are kind of told, look, don't care about being a valuable partner in a relationship. It's cool. You can go back to the streets. It's cool. There's a bunch of people that will take you if, you know, if your boyfriend does one wrong thing, it's okay. Discard him to the left. You'll just get a new guy in the club. But that's not actually how it works, right? And this is basically what he's highlighting.
You know, and speaking to the fellas, understand this. There's a reason that beautiful woman that you can't keep your eyes off is fucking here right now. How come she's not at home? How come she hasn't signed a lease with some dude and they're not happy? You know, celebrating their 2-year anniversary. Either she is a catch and she's recently broken up with, but she's a good person and she's just like looking for something real. But all women think that they fall in that category. And all men think they fall in that category too. I'd be a great boyfriend, bro. No, you're a piece of shit. So that's what's out here. This woman is here for a reason because, yes, she is beautiful. She has no problem attracting men. But the problem is she can't keep a man around because once they realize who she really is, they can't fucking stand her.
This is such a good point. And it must be very frustrating for many women, actually, because the world gives them so much just based on them being women. And then even more if you are pretty. You literally will get pretty privilege. But then what that does, it's almost like the kid in school that was very, very smart. But because he was so smart in school, he didn't really take, studying seriously at a point because he was so naturally smart. And then when he goes into college, university, or even work, he doesn't really have a work ethic to him because he never really had to. That's kind of what it's like for many women. They attract many guys because they're pretty or just because the guys want to get with them, sleep with them. But then they don't learn the actual skills. They don't get game in terms of keeping the good ones around. And then they just complain. You know, they never take the self-accountability and they never become responsible or aware of how they can influence that scenario by just improving themselves as a person. So that must be very a weird experience for a girl.
And she now knows this because she has failed the past 5-6 talking stages of relationships. And now she's like, okay, am I the problem? Yeah, you are. She's come to the realization and she's here shoveling drinks down her throat because she's fucking miserable because no one wants her.
And that's, again, very true. It's reality. There are so many women you'll see that are extremely beautiful. So many women that look like they're having fun. And when you actually get with them, doesn't matter if they could be models, they could be extremely pretty. When you actually get with them, behind closed doors, you see the tears. If they open up to you, you see it. The tears come out, the insecurities come out, the self-esteem issues come out. And they was just covering it up by numbing themselves in the club.
Okay, and the struggle that women have and going to these, places, bars and clubs and shit like that, is women don't know who's genuine. Women don't know, like, okay, do you mean all this shit or you just want to fuck me a bunch? And so they struggle, and sometimes they don't often believe that this guy is what he says he is. So they just have to spin the wheel, hope for the best, because there will never be a shortage of men going after women. But that's what's out here for them. Okay, so when you go out here, and especially if you're in a relationship and you have your single friends glorifying the single world, there's no connection out here. People are just fucking because they don't want to be alone. Okay, but they're waiting to find some, it's like the wild, wild west in the single world. People are waiting to find some gold. But once you find that gold, you have to understand it. You are now competing with other people for it because they realize its value. They realize that in a sea of traumatized, fucked up, negative people that no one wants, there's something worth it right there. They want that shit too. So that's mainly what's populating the single world or the streets. It's going to be chaos.
He makes it sound like a zombie apocalypse, right? Where you're the last person with the food and the water and everyone's just going to come for what you have. But it definitely is good for us to talk about this reality because people want to ignore it and they want to disregard the value that comes with, you know, being in union with someone. That idea has just been disrespected. But what these people don't realize when they do that, they don't realize what they're doing is they're setting themselves up to be in the zombie apocalypse. And I actually don't think that many people have the weapons and the equipment and the artillery to survive the apocalypse. You know, so the streets shouldn't be glorified. If you find yourself there, you know, in the streets, it's all good. Just work on yourself. Maintain respect for yourself. Maintain self-worth. Prepare for a proper union in something that's going to be productive. You know, don't engage in a lot of soulless interactions, because trust me, there's going to be a good likelihood, whether you're man or woman, to be honest, that if you don't use the time you have to build yourself, work on yourself, and you know, attract the right type of relationships, you're probably going to complain about it in the end. But I want to know what you think, right? So comment down below, let Reemus know, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.